I just want to show you what is surveillance right here. And the plane activities over the building. I'm capturing video. That's the Ontario Police gang stalking by helicopter. And this is flying over me while the City of Ontario is gang stalking through the Ontario Police. And by flying over the, I'm capturing video right now, and by flying over the hotel, which you can hear. The 2301 South Euclid Avenue, there's no planes arriving and departing. You've already gone through that legal analysis. You're looking at the Ontario Police Department gangster west of the hotel. These are the demons, these are the idiots that are going to be removed from position. Michael LORENZ is going to be removed from position. He's keeping me under surveillance. He's also a sex offender obsessed with my vagina, while the entity is maintaining helicopter activity while I'm being gang stalked and terrorized with the use of commercial plane activity. Okay, there's no planes that you're ever going to hear over this hotel. Far from any terminals where arrivals and departures are going to be heard over this address. This is where the entity is stalking by helicopter. That's criminal presence while they break apart the means of audible activity, the sound of the plane activity, while the entity is again stalking by the Ontario International Airport, which is flying directly over the hotel. And then you're supposed to be under the impression that the Ontario Police Department is not gang stalking, but you know better than that. When you see the Alan D. Wapner gang stalking with commercial planes, Michael LORENZ is gang stalking. The entire Ontario Police Department is engaging in that pattern of conduct. In case when you're going out of your way to engage in things such as stalking with light, which is what you see here with the perpendicular shadows, this is where Economy N is engaged in racketeering. This is where you're into monitoring. These are sex offenders that know what's going on with my vagina inside of my hotel room as well. In the engineered light, the City of Ontario gang stalking over the hotel with planes flying in relevant position while I'm being surrounded with amplified audible activity in impossible light, and the Ontario Police are stalking in the path as well. And this is criminal facilitation by the people in the parking lot aiming light. This is psychopathic behavior. Okay, the way that you see this during the day is a demon driving under the fake sun and engineer light flying across the building. This is a demon stalking in the path and engineer light stalking with light in the same manner, in another iteration of the same pattern. And they're doing so with the co-defendant that is stalking in the path by helicopter. That's what I'm capturing, and this is what you're going to pay attention to. The demons that flew over the hotel for 10 minutes on video, and you know exactly who they're stalking. It is myself, and you know who they're stalking as well, the people of the state. Walking in the engineered light, they have multiple shadows, it's still light activity, and mental illness is clearly exhibited while the demon-possessed engage in what I'm exposing as a fully comprehensive and entirely idiotic and obvious criminal pattern of conduct of gang stalking. Demons stalking with lights, demons stalking as an entity. The demons that are engaged in kidnapping on September 25th, 2020 with this Ontario Police Department, they're going to federal prison, okay? That's what this light activity, that's what this criminal pattern of conduct, that's what this federal RICO case against the corrupt businesses in California are going to inevitably result in. And Tracy Banks is going to federal prison. Jason Isaac Fields is going to federal prison. Demons that engaged in defaming my character while gang stalking like the sex offenders at Economy N and the sex offenders of the City of Ontario are engaging in. Okay, that's P.O.C. Pacing in the specific environment while the people of the state are doing their job, pacing around in engineered light, maintaining a harassing environment inside of my hotel room, monitoring every move, monitoring on the venue of the internet, and doing so while they are obsessed with my vagina. This is the evidence of a bunch of demons whose name I don't have to know to prove their sexual obsession with me, which is relevant to their severe mental illness, gang stalking me as an entire government operation. This is also relevant to what's inherently harassing, and the federal RICO case is relevant to the people of the state as well. While I document the government, this is exactly what this is. I'm documenting the government while the people of the state are engaged in the P.O.C. This is my shadow in front of me on this wall. That's the City of Ontario gang stalking, and that's the City of Ontario where there's no terminals ever, where you're going to be flying over this room. The entity is engaging what is maintaining this light activity. I want you to see my shadow over here. This is the same light activity that you're seeing at the Topor Professional Building, where the City of Ontario and the Ontario International Airport are also the same corrupt entity gang stalking, and this is the shadow of the gate on the wall. Okay, there's no light fixture that's going to cause the shadow of the wall. Look at this. This is a wall structure right here. This is my shadow. That's supposedly the result of that. It's impossible light activity nonetheless, but you're looking at the shadow of the gate appearing on this wall. This is the same light activity when all of these demons in all 45 rooms of this venue are gang stalking with the Ontario Police Department that's flying in circles. That's the federal RICO case against the gang stalkers, the Economy N. That's the racketeering. It's federal stalking under Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. They're engaged in an unlawful search with the government that has no warrant or probable cause to engage in criminal surveillance with the people of the state, which is exactly what they're doing. And they're doing it under the guise of what is checking in and out of hotel rooms, where the gang stalker, the domestic terrorist, is making money while sharing in the criminal elements of monitoring. And that is what is relevant with regard to stalking using planes and helicopters, and engaging in what is ceaseless psychological torture, like I'm documenting, and not only on podcasts, on documents, the PDFs, and also that slide activity. The slide just came on, slide activity, and also that I'm documenting on video and in images. Okay, this is the obvious open engagement in domestic terrorism by the Ontario Police, and this is what they're going to regret in federal court. This is what Tracy Banks is going to regret in federal court. This is what Jason Isaac Fields is going to regret in federal court. What these kidnappers, licensed KKB 99, they're going to regret in federal court. The people that say that I'm documenting, they're going to regret in federal court. The disbanding of the Ontario Police Department, people like C. Hazelwood is going to regret in federal court. He's going to prison. That's the latest kidnapping attempt, him and Owens, where the Ontario police are engaged in surveillance. They're going to federal prison, okay? That attempted kidnapping and unlawful search and seizure pursuant to criminal surveillance, no warrant or probable cause. And they're doing so while keeping my evidence of them targeting me under surveillance as well. That's speaking to unprecedented malice and impunity. And C. Hazelwood and Owens are going to federal prison for gang stalking as a state actor, but also I documented the entity committing what is an attempted kidnapping pursuant to gang stalking me and unlawful search and seizure of my property. All right. This is P.O.C. It's currently 12:35 a.m. The entirety of the Ontario Police Department is going to regret they're being disbanded, and they're relying on the sex offenders who are the people of the state. Okay, this is mental illness exhibit. This is actually stalking with light and stalking as an entity. That's POC. 12:35 a.m. This is demonic pacing. POC. All right, so I just want you to see this really quick. Here's a shadow here, and there's also a shadow on the ground here. And I also have a shadow up here on the wall. This is all engineer light. These are all sex offenders checking out hotel rooms. Those are sex offenders monitoring me. And that's the sex offender, the Ontario. And the sex offender, Alan D. Wapner, is monitoring while airline planes are flying over me and targeting with ongoing. Inside of my hotel room, which is only the entrance of a gang stalking government, that's a sex offender. And Economy Inn, going under the name of the Business Economy Inn, is going to be prosecuted. POC.